What's going on, guys? Avid13 here. Today I've got the Hinderer Project X. I want to kind of give you guys my thoughts, impressions, some observations of this knife, and kind of where it fits into the Hinderer lineup, at least in my opinion. But yeah, Hinderer Project X. So right off the bat, one of the first things I noticed, at least, was these screws here are on the scale are pretty. Well, they're different from almost any other knife I've ever seen, but they're different for a reason, right? This knife is very much, I guess you'd call it modular almost. You can take down the whole knife with this integrated tool that, as you can see, was just integrated right there into the backspacer. It's or it doubles as the backspacer sort of, but it's spring loaded, and it's very securely held in there. You can take this whole knife apart with just this tool. Now, the reason why these are shaped like this is because on the back side they are they're captured essentially. So you don't need any other tools to take this knife apart other than this. You can do it all with this guy right here. Now, you can leave this guy at the, this little tool in your toolbox or in your drawer or whatever at your house if you want to have a more normal looking, I guess, knife, but there's no reason to not carry it, at least in my opinion. It's very secure there, and it's kind of quirky too. If you ever need to maintenance it for whatever reason, you've got that there and at your fingertips. Another observation here is, hey, look, you've got one option for the pocket clip and one option only. There's nothing on the opposite side. It's only for right hand tip up carry. Now, I think that tip up carry is the way it should be. In all my other Hinderers, the first thing I did was I flipped the pocket clip. It comes in a tip down fashion. I flip them all around because I don't know what sort of animal carries their knife in that fashion. Anyhow, I'm getting off topic. Back to the Project X. Another observation here. This flipper tab, man, it's a lot more comfortable than the XM18 and the XM24. It's less aggressive here on the kind of a curve, and it comes to a less abrupt point. So here is the XM18 as an example. See, kind of got a real abrupt, aggressive point there. Whereas on the Project X, it's a little more rounded, not quite as aggressive. There is still a point there, but it's not as abrupt and not as aggressive. Additionally, the flipper tab is also situated at the back of the jimping. So whenever you actuate this knife with a flipper tab, you land on this nice smooth spot here. So it really is a lot more enjoyable to utilize the flipper tab than something like the XM18, right? Because you've got that more aggressive point, and you've also, you get the jimping that you're landing in the middle of whenever you deploy it. So that's another, like I said, another observation I had there, and really, I mean, I like it. I do like it. Of course, you've got textured titanium on the lock bar side, which I was really excited about because, as you can see here, I mean, I've got another bronze, Hinderer, and I wish that this one had the textured lock side too. It would look so awesome to have kind of, a uniform looking knife. So I'm looking real forward to getting a matching scale in titanium for this side. I think it's going to look very nice. Of course, I think it looks nice as is, but I'm very much looking forward to that. So I do really like that. It comes with the texture here on the lock side. Of course, you've got MagnaCut and tri-way pivot system, just like most of all the current Hinderer models are coming with. That allows you to swap out, of course, bearings, washers, or Teflon in the pivot, whichever floats your boat, whatever way you want to do it, you can do it on these knives. And you don't have to have a whole myriad of tools to do it. You can just use this integrated tool here to service the knife, take it down, maintenance it, whatnot. Now, Another feature of this knife that I really liked was the handle shape, which I will come back to later on, because it does have, the handle shape is very good, right? I think it's very good. I think it's very comfortable. Um, I wish it didn't have this little bit of a hook here. Now, it doesn't bother me, right? But it's something that I think the knife would just look a little bit better without. It really isn't serving much purpose. Maybe it's locking you in a little bit, but I'm not really too concerned with sliding this way off of a knife. I'm concerned with sliding forward on a knife, right? So, I it's not a big deal, but it is something that's I don't know. It doesn't matter to me much, but I kind of think that the knife would appeal, I guess, to more people had that just been neutral, you know. Blade shape. I really like the blade shape on this knife. You've kind of got like a Bowie style drop point going on here. It's very attractive, a very attractive blade shape. You've got a little bit of a shelf here with some jimping. You've got a little drop and then another drop down with your swedge there. It just is a very attractive looking blade shape. But yeah, guys, so that's the Project X. Of course, kind of, my quick thoughts and observations on it. But, I was talking about the handle a little bit. And I think I led off in the video with how does this fit into the Hinderer lineup. This is going to be your hard use utilitarian folder, do-it-all folder. However, this has, I think, very limited applications for, tactical style usage. That's not to say that you can't use it for that if, in God forbid, a really bad situation. But I don't think that this would necessarily be your first choice if you were somebody like law enforcement or maybe military. That's, I think, where the XM24 really shines, because it's, of course, a bigger knife. You've got more blade, but also the handle shape on both of the, the XM series knives, the XM18 and the XM24. The handle shape here really is designed so that you can also have a very secure reverse grip, like I said, for whatever reason, if you're in an environment where you need to utilize a reverse grip, for whatever reason, you've got a real secure handle shape that also has a thumb ramp with some jimping to really lock you into a reverse grip. Likewise, on the XM18, you've got the same handle shape, thumb ramp, jimping, really secure reverse grip. If you needed to ever thought you might need to utilize a reverse grip and you had the Project X as an example, sure, you could do it. Sure. No, right. But it's not going to be as good as either of these because the handle shape is different. And you've got now, instead of this shelf here, like these have, you've got this different shape, and it's not really, you can put your thumb over it and get a good secure grip, but these are better for a reverse grip. But yeah, guys, Hinderer Project X, this is a great do-it-all knife. I can make the argument that if you only needed one Hinderer, or only wanted one Hinderer, that this is the one to go for. Really, because you've got, a lot of cool features, and you've also got this integrated tool, so you can completely service and maintenance the thing, without any additional tools. And it comes with a knife. I really think that's an interesting, kind of quirky feature there, right? Now, of course, the XM18 has got, more aftermarket support. There's more scales out there, more hardware. So, if look at customizing your knives as something that you like to do, maybe you don't want to go for this guy just yet. I mean, I'm hoping that they start to really put more of these out in production. But right now, probably the XM18 has the absolute most, aftermarket support with customization options out of all the Hinderers that you see here. But yeah, guys, Hinderer Project X, great knife, great utilitarian design. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Are you going to add one to your collection? Is it for you? Is it not for you? I mean, let me know what your thoughts are on it. That's it, guys. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And as always, stay sharp.